Welcome to your yoga class online. This is a class designed for all levels, including beginners. So today I thought we would work with the theme of expansion. When the mind and the body come into a space of stress, it's natural to have a tendency to contract. We contract the muscles, and that signals a space of discomfort for the mind. So today we'll work with breath and movement towards a deep sense of expansion, both on the physical body but also on the space of the mind. So for the practice today, you're gonna need only one prop, which will be strap. If you don't have a strap at home, you can use a scarf or a soft belt. If you like to sit on something, you can use cushion or a folded blanket. So let's start by taking a lie down on your mat. And as you do so, take the time to make yourself comfortable. And start laying on the space that is in between the mat and the area around you, the space of your body. Noticing the sensations and perhaps any areas that might be holding tightness. And let your awareness move on to the space of your mind, noticing the background and perhaps the speed as to which the thoughts are running through. And gently let that go. Start looking and appreciating more closely the space of your breathing. Gently bring both hands to the space of your low belly, just above the pubic bone under your navel. And as your hands lay softly on that area of your low belly, notice the gentle movement of the belly towards the palms with each inhale. And notice how the belly moves away from the palms with each exhale. Take a moment to notice those movements without pushing or forcing it in any way. Noticing the natural rise and fall of your breath. And as the awareness grows into this area, perhaps start noticing a natural sense of expansion of the breath. A little bit fuller on the inhale. And maybe further down towards the middle of your spine on the exhale as the belly drops. Beautiful. And gently move your hands up to the space of your high waist area, one on each side of your high waist. And see if you can notice a sideways movement of your breath towards the palms of your hands here. Here we're tapping into the breathing coming from the diaphragm, the lower part of our lungs. Just underneath the lungs, the diaphragm supplies that baseline to fulfill the breath capacity. So again, without forcing any sensation or shape, notice how the sides of your waist gently meet your palms on the inhale and drop towards the midline of your spine on the exhale. Nice. And then gently release the hands and bring them up to the top of your chest. And notice that slow, gentle flow at the top of your chest. Chest moving upwards towards your palms on the inhale. and back down just like a wave on each exhale. Let your full awareness land on the space of the breath up on the chest. And after your next exhale, gently let that go and place one hand onto your low belly and keep another hand in the center of your chest. Now see if you can incorporate those three parts of the breath as you inhale, feeling the base of your belly expanding, the sides of your waist, coming all the way up to the top of your chest. As you exhale, the hand naturally moves downwards as the chest drops, the sides of the waist coming towards the midline, and the low belly drops towards the baseline of the spine. Follow this wave-like motion with your awareness. And see if you can capture a sense of expansion with each in-breath. And a delicious sense of release on the out-breath. Softening the muscles with each exhale. 2 more rounds just like this. Beautiful, and once you finish your next exhale, gently release the hands and lie on your mat just like you are. Take a moment to bring your knees to chest and have a little roll from side to side, massaging the low back, the whole of the spine. Nice. And then let the legs extend long, the arms up above your head, resting on the floor beneath you. Take a long stretch out, arms up above, your feet in the opposite direction, lengthening out on your mat, on the floor. Finding space in between each joint, up on the shoulders, the elbows, the wrists, all the way down into the sockets of the hips and legs, knees and ankles. Beautiful. As you exhale, gently release the hands down. This time we move on to bending the knees, having your feet grounded on the mat, preparing for bridge pose. So take a moment to elongate the back of your neck on the mat and press the palms of your hands down towards the sides of your hips. From here, we'll move dynamically with the breath. Keep your chin slightly tucked in, the feet pressing down. Expand through the back of your shoulder blades on the mat, grounding firmly. Take an inhale to gently lift your hips off the mat, lifting the belly up towards the ceiling, expanding through the sides of your chest. As you exhale, lower one vertebra at a time with control, like a balloon with softly landing on the mat. Follow that motion with your breath, firming your feet and your hands on the mat, so you can rise with an inhale, lifting your buttocks, the hips, opening up through the belly and the chest. Coming up and down a couple more times. Beautiful. Once you've done it twice, next time we're up, we're gonna hold with the hips pushing up, the chest nice and wide, holding your bridge pose while allowing the breath to flow. We'll feel a little bit more constricted, yet the power in the legs, the push of the hips will keep that ignition of fire, that tapas, that effort towards your practice. One more big breath, lift your hips a little bit higher. On your next exhale, gently release and let it go. Bring knees to chest and have a little roll from side to side. Take a big breath in through the nose. Let it out through your mouth. One more time, in through the nose, out through your mouth. Beautiful. Please bring both knees to chest, and this time still lying on your mat. You're gonna lift both legs towards the ceiling. Legs are straight towards the ceiling, and see if you can start pointing the toes in towards your face. So as you do so, push the heels up towards the ceiling and allow the low back to widen on your mat. This is a counter pose for the low back here, opening and releasing down. So pushing the heels up towards the ceiling as you soften and widen through your low back. Good, one more breath in, lifting the heels towards the ceiling. Exhale, release the low back. And then gently prepare to lower your feet down. Take another long stretch out on the mat. Arms up above your head, feet in the opposite direction. Beautiful. And take a moment to roll yourself over onto your belly. From here, we're gonna come into Cobra pose. You might not be able to see me fully here, but what we're doing for Cobra, we have the forearms down on the mat. The elbows are under your shoulders as you support the whole of your thighs and your belly on the mat. In your Cobra pose, find a sense of softness into your low back while you're lying on your belly, and start widening across the collarbones. So we want to look for that nice wide opening across the collarbones and a sense of lifting through the center of the chest. Notice how the belly is a little bit more constricted here by the pressure on the mat, yet you can still find the expansive breath at the top of your chest. Follow 3 big rounds of breath here while you're widening the collarbones and lifting the center of your chest, your heart center, towards the ceiling. Nice gentle neck. Full big breaths. Beautiful. On your next exhale, release your cobra. Coming into the crocodile pose, having your hands under your forehead, resting the full body on the mat with the hands supported under your forehead. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. One more time, in through the nose, out through your mouth. And then take a moment to swing your hips from left to right, releasing a little bit more into the low back. Sliding your hands to under your shoulders, press the floor away. Come up into an all fours position. Tuck your toes under and lift your knees off the floor for a down dog. As you press into your hands, lift the hips high towards the other side. And take a moment to bend one knee at a time here. Walk in your dog and let this movement be free and be an expression of how your body wants to move. Perhaps swinging hips from side to side, maybe moving the head a couple yeses and noves. Take this moment in which shape is not holding you into a certain form, and you can start expressing your own sense of expansion. Beautiful. And then take a moment to still your dog, allowing the weight of the heels to drop towards the floor. Bring the gaze in between your legs so your neck is nice and long, making that upside down V shape as you press into your hands to move the weight back towards the hips. Beautiful. Take an in breath, look forward in between your hands. And as you exhale, take a walk or a step towards the front of the mat. Ardha Uttanasana, hands to shins, coming to a half lift. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees, grab hold of your elbows. Let the weight of the head drop and the weight of the jaw to release. Pressing into your feet, allow the broadening of your low back to start opening across. And see if you can tap into the expansion happening in between each vertebra as we counteract gravity, allowing the spaces to become a little bit broader. Beautiful. Gently release your hands towards the mat. Bend your knees a little bit more. We're going to rise into Utkatasana chair pose. So as you bend your knees, engage your glutes and lift up as if you're sitting in an imaginary chair. Your arms are in a diagonal angle, provided that feels right for your shoulders. Now take a moment to really sit on that chair as you engage the glutes. Now here, let's play with our balance, engaging the core, navel in and up, so you find that structure to hold you strongly. Start pressing more firmly onto your left foot and lift the right foot off the floor. Balancing on your chair, feel the whole of the left leg engaged, maybe a little wobbly or first balance. Exhale, release the right foot, explore descending further on your chair and evening out the weight onto both feet. Keep the breath flowing, otherwise we're gonna turn purple here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, press onto your right foot a little bit more firmly and lift the left foot off the floor. Maybe this is the wobbly side. Press onto the right foot a little bit more. Engage the inner abdominals to keep you balanced. Keep the breath flowing. Beautiful. Exhale, lower the foot. Nice little release. Press into both feet and rise nice and long towards the ceiling, opening to a baby back bend. Exhale, hands down into prayer towards your heart. Take a big breath in through your nose. Let it out through your mouth. 2 more just like this. Inhale through your nose. Let it out. Beautiful. Take an inhale, arms up above your head, feeling the air around you. Exhale, hands down through your heart. Leaning into this very moment, allow your arms to come to either side of your torso, palms facing up. Resting in Tadasana mountain pose. Eyes can be open or closed. Let your awareness once again draw in towards the space of your body. Notice this landscape and any subtle shifts from that first contact we had a few minutes ago. Beautiful. Pressing into your feet more firmly. We're gonna develop into our balance here, preparing for Virabhadrasana 3, Warrior 3. So let's start by pressing onto our left foot a little bit more firmly. And as you press onto your left foot, feel as though the pressure of the foot lifts your leg a little bit longer, lifts your spine a little bit longer, and makes you a little bit stronger on that left leg. Keep that full engagement of the leg and that straight spine. And as you feel ready, find a spot for your gaze to rest on. Start moving your right heel towards the ceiling with the leg extended. And as you do so, the body will naturally tilt forward. The torso and the leg is parallel to the ground. Fingertips reaching in the opposite direction to the crown. Nice big breaths as you take flight, expanding your wings to the back of the room and the crown to the front. Press onto that back heel to find even more extension onto your right leg. Beautiful, nice, strong, big breaths. On your next inhale, gently come all the way up. Release the right leg calmly on the ground. Take a big breath, arms above your head. Exhale out through your mouth. Dare to smile as you release. Land here, pause in your Tadasana mountain pose. And feel the little shakes, the palpitation of your heart, the movement of your breath, and how suddenly the concentration for your balance shifts the awareness into that single point. Yogis say that prana flows where energy, awareness goes. So by choosing what we want to think about or choose what you want to concentrate on, will shift the perspective of our entire world. Let's choose the breath. Coming on to the other side. Find that nice strong stance now, coming onto your right leg. So as you press onto your right foot a little bit more firmly, the right leg becomes alive, the spine lengthens, and a deep sense of strength comes onto the right leg. Lengthening up through your breath. Once you're ready, press the right foot down more firmly and start lifting the left heel towards the back of the room. The torso tilt forward and you find a parallel line with your leg and torso. Engage in the extension of your fingertips back and the crown forward. See what happens when you press the left heel further out, engaging the extension of the left leg. And let yourself be wobbly for a moment without having too much to deal with. Just let it be. When you're ready, gently release your left leg down. This time give the legs a little shake, the shoulders a little shake, and allow the face to smile. Don't take yourself too seriously. Good, nice and warm. Coming to the top of your mat once again. Take a big breath in, let the arms extend up above your heads. Exhale down through the midline, Uttanasana. Knees can be bent here, particularly if the low back is sensitive. Allow the weight of the head to drop down towards the ground and the sitting bones to lift in the opposite direction. Take a big breath in, followed by a long breath out, softening out with each exhale. 2 more rounds. Press into your feet more firmly. Prepare to bend your knees a little bit and rise towards the ceiling, arms above your head, coming into prayer. Exhale down through your midline. Take a moment here as you lean into this upright position, delivering the weight of the shoulders down and allowing a sense of evenness to come onto both legs. Gently lower your arms and step your right foot back for warrior one. So for a warrior one, we want to have that back foot about a 45-degree angle. And then we bring the hands to the hips to square them to the top of the mat. Notice how much my hip was tilted back. So take a moment to step the right foot to the side so you can really square the hips to the center of the mat, the front of the mat. Bending the front knee as much or as little as it's available today. And from here, we're going to start working with a sense of expansion with the arms. So I'll tilt this way to show you what it's going to look like. Keeping the arms just as they are. Take an inhale and reach your arms above your head. As you exhale, come down into a cactus shape, elbows in line with your shoulders. Open your arms, extend through the fingertips nice and wide. Moving with the breath. Inhale, arms reach up, nice and slow. Exhale down, cactus shape, descending and widening the elbows. Lower the forearms, extend the fingertips. Let's see if we can do that on a count of 4. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. X, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause and extend. In for 4, 3, 2, 1. X, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep lifting the chest nice and wide towards the ceiling. Last round. Inhale, arms up. 3, 2, 1. X4, nice and wide through the collarbones, chest lifting. Open the arms, release the arms back behind you. Clasp your hands back behind towards your lower back. Open the center of your chest, nice and high towards the ceiling. From here, start lowering your torso parallel to your thigh as you maybe keep the hands down towards the sacrum or start swinging towards the ceiling, rinsing into your shoulders. Gaze down towards the floor as you press strongly into your feet and lift the knuckles nice and high. Beautiful. On your next exhale, press into the back foot a little bit more firmly. Inhale, lifting the knuckles. Exhale, releasing your hands down towards your mat. Extending that front leg. Finding a nice long leg if you can here as you push the left hip nice and back. Lift the chest into a halfway lift, nice and long to the spine. As you exhale, lower all the way towards the extended leg. Moving like a wave. Inhale, lift halfway, nice and long, parallel to the floor. Exhale, drop and lower. One more time with your breath. Beautiful. Bending to the front knee. Step the back foot to the front of the mat. Bend your knees quite a bit here. Grab hold of your elbows and allow your arms to swing from left to right. Nice and floppy. Letting the full weight of the head to drop. Dropping the intensity as we find a nice spacious center through the midline of your spine. Good, and then gently release the hands down. Press into your feet and rise strong towards the ceiling. Arms up above your head. Hands down as you exhale through the midline, pausing at your heart. As you come into your center line, take a moment to sip in the next couple breaths. And notice the territory inside. Acknowledging the shifts and the movements. Beautiful. And gently releasing your hands. Now we're gonna come on to the other side. So stepping your left foot back for your warrior one. Tilting the back foot at 45-degree angle as you bring the hands to your hips. Move the left hip to the front of your mat. Bending the front knee as much or as little as it feels available today. I should note that here we want to bend the knee in a way that it's just above or behind your ankle, never over. So if you need to manage the step a little bit forward, further forward, so you can have that space to protect your joints. Once the hips are square to the front of the mat, take a breath in here and land on your exhale. Beautiful, keeping your legs as they are. Take an inhale and move the arms above your head. Coming into our sequence as we exhale, we allow the elbows to drop, the chest to open, extending the fingertips, space through either side of your arms. Inhale, arms up, sweeping the air with your fingers. Exhale, arms down, extending and landing here. Moving on the count of 4. Inhale for 4, 3, 2, 1. X, 4, 3, 2, 1, extend. Inhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Out for 4, lifting the chest, widening the collarbones. Find the extension through your fingertips. Last round, your count. On your next exhale, release the hands all the way down. Clasp the hands together. Push the knuckles down, opening a little bit more into the chest, lifting that center of the chest towards the ceiling and keeping an extension on the spine. Start leaning the torso forward to the inside of your thigh, extension through the spine. And optional to start lifting the knuckles towards the ceiling to rinse through your shoulders. Strong presence of the feet down, but the belly remains soft as the breath flows freely here. On your next exhale, gently release the hands down towards your mat. Start extending that front leg nice and straight as much as you can. We'll come into the wave-like movement. On your inhale, coming to a half lift, spine extended, right hip pushes back. Exhale, lower the torso towards the extended leg. Again, you can always bend that knee if that feels too strong. Moving with the breath. Inhale, nice and long. Exhale, drop and release. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bend through the front knee. This time, pressing onto your hands. Step the right foot all the way back and let's take our dog for a walk. A nice, loose, non-agenda-like movement to release through your legs and allow that flow that we just activated through the back of the legs to come back into space. Nice and floppy. Beautiful. As you exhale, prepare to lower your knees wide onto the mat, bringing the big toes together, coming into wide knees, child's pose. Arms can be extended towards the front of the mat or making a pillow or a couple of fists under your forehead if that doesn't reach your mat. Once you reach down, take a big breath in and let it out through your mouth. 2 more times. Nice and loose. And as the breath settles into the body, notice how the currents gently follow that movement of the breath. Our capacity to keep the awareness onto one thing at a time is one of the key aspects to bring balance to the space of the mind. For now, when we bring this series of movements that require attention and concentration, the brain is focused on keeping you there. But once movement or interactions with the outer world are gone, then the mind has a free playground to grasp into all sorts of different ideas. At the end of the day, it's our full choice what concepts and what ideas we want to nurture and we want to follow. Take one more big breath in through the nose. Let it out through your mouth, choosing calm. Beautiful. On your next inhale, please come up into all fours, bringing the knees to under your hips. And here, let's just take some circles with the torso from side to side. Maybe allow the eyes to be closed and Let this movement be just like your first down dog, in which you're just loosely exploring boundaries and letting the body move into any way that feels delicious. Both directions. Beautiful, and then slowly coming back to center. From here we're gonna come to tuck the toes under and sit on our heels. Now here, if it feels too strong to have your toes tucked, you can have them flat. And equally, if that's too much on your knees, you can find a little cushion so you can sit cross-legged. That's perfectly fine. But for the purpose of today, as we're working with that chest expansion, start taking an awareness to the base of your spine and mentally elongate your spine from the tailbone to the back of your neck all the way up to your crown. Maintaining that nice tall spine. Start to clasp your hands back behind you. And as you do so, bring the heels of the hands together, back behind you, widening the chest and bringing the elbows closer together. Now the chest starts to lift. And if you have room, start to lift the center of your heart a little bit more, following the gaze to where the wall meets the ceiling. So the floating ribs also lift. So it's not only a lift from the top of your chest, but all the way from your belly up to your floating ribs. So you're inviting a nice sense of support from the ribs all the way up through the clavicles here, the collarbones. Widening the breath into that three-part movement from the base of your belly up to the ribs, up to the chest. Letting go on the exhale. Releasing the breath, releasing the arms. And take a moment to simply take some circles with your shoulders from side to side. If the toes are tired, you can sit on your heels now and take a moment to swing your right arm into circles. Letting this movement be a little bit more free as you explore the expansion of the waist and your shoulder joint. Then land the right arm, moving on to your left arm. Noticing the free flow and the capacity for expansion, using the breath on each movement. Nice. And then gently release the arm, coming to sit on your mat, on the floor. And here you might not be able to see me, but we're gonna come into a twist. So for here, we're gonna have the left leg extended and cross the right knee towards one side. So as you do so, press both hands onto your right knee to lengthen your spine nice and wide. Keeping that spine nice and long, we're gonna bring the left hand right behind the spine, so this maintains the spine tall. Coming into an open twist, please lift your right arm nice and long, elongating on the inhale. And as you exhale, bring the right arm to the outside of your knee and use that as a lever to open your body towards the left side. Working with the expansion of both sides of your collarbones to either side as you widen your chest and rinse out the digestive system. Pressing the arm into the knee to find a little bit more leverage. One more big breath, lifting to the spine. Exhale, deepening your twist. On your next inhale, please release the arm, release the right leg, coming into a straight spine. Take a deep breath in, both arms above your head. Clasp your hands above you, interlace the fingers and lift both heels of the hands nice and long. Feel that extension evenly through both sides of your waist. Exhale, gently release the arms all the way down. Beautiful. Coming on to the other side, extending your left leg long on the mat. The right knee comes across. Bring the right hand just behind you. And even your sitting bones, you see how sometimes we tend to sway from side to side? Before we go back, actually, let's clasp the front knee and find a nice long spine, the soft palate lifting. Beautiful. Right hand back behind you. Inhale, left arm reaches for the ceiling, finding extension through the spine. Exhale, move the arm across the outer right knee and start using that as a lever to bring your body across, your upper body across to the right side. Keep the breath moving while using the extension of the inhale to lengthen the spine, and the space and softening of the exhale to dive a little bit more deeply into different corners of your twist here. Beautiful. On your next inhale, prepare to release your twist. Coming back to center, release your leg nice and long. Take a little shake of the legs. Both arms up towards the ceiling. Clasp your hands, interlace the fingers up towards the ceiling. Nice and long through both sides. And keeping the interlace, gently fold forward, reaching from the end of your legs, maybe your feet. And just for now, let 2 breaths flow through your lips as you let go of the weight of your head. Beautiful. Coming back up, hands on the floor. Place your feet on the mat and find that scarf or that strap to come along with you as you come to lie on your mat. As you lie on your mat, your feet are on the ground, and just take a moment to spread the back of your shoulders on the mat. Allow the low back to land. Bring both knees to chest and have a little row of the knees towards the ceiling, making circles with knees together, both directions. Beautiful. Now go ahead and please place both feet on your mat. And using both hands, bring your right knee in towards your chest. So start to opening a little bit more onto that right leg. Grab hold of your strap and place that on the ball of your right foot. With the arms extended, start lifting the right heel towards the ceiling. So it really doesn't matter whether your leg's out there or closer towards the face. We're looking for that nice long leg and long arms. As you do so, allow the back of the shoulders to land on your mat. And see if you can find a sense of softness on your face and jaw. Pressing onto your right foot a little bit more, lifting the heel towards the ceiling as the toes come in towards your face. Opening to the hamstrings here. Go ahead and start extending the left leg long on the mat. And now here, bring both ends of your strap onto your right hand, left hand resting on your left thigh. Gently start opening the right leg over towards the right side. And keep pressing the outer left thigh towards the ground to keep you balanced here. Both buttocks on the ground, nice and even. Opening through the right groin. Beautiful. On your next inhale, please bring the foot back up. And now we allow the right leg to cross over to the left side. You might come a little way, you might come all the way down to the floor. It really doesn't matter. We're looking for sensations on the outer of the right leg, the ITB. Breathe to that space. Using those big exhales as a way to release further. And on your next inhale, gently return back to center. Press the heel further up, toes in towards your face. Release the strap. Engage your lower belly in and up, the navel slightly engaged. And with control, lower the right foot towards the ground, activating the lower abs to do so. Beautiful. Once you land, even out both sitting bones once again, nice and floppy on the ground. Take an inhale through the nose. Let it out through your mouth. Once again, in through the nose. Let it drop. Bending your knees, once again, feet on the ground. Find the strap and place on the ball of your left foot now. Let's work on the second side as you start extending the leg with the arms nice and long. So notice that this time you might not go as far. Stay with it. Catch the solidity and the opening that your breath brings to this pose. So with the inhale, we're able to extend a little bit more, becoming a little bit longer. And on the exhale, we soften, creating a little bit more pliability and space from the inside out. Working with 2 more big breaths here. Beautiful. And then gently release both ends of your strap onto one hand. And let your right hand come over your right thigh. So as you grab your strap, allow your right arm to come over towards your left side. So I should have said that earlier. You can extend the right leg down onto the floor now. So you keep pressing the right thigh, the outside of the right thigh towards the ground to balance you here as you open onto your left groin here. Breathing to that space of opening. Beautiful. On your next inhale, prepare to bring that foot up and across towards the right side. The ITB is screaming as you open onto one side. Catch the softness of your exhale here. Let it drop a little further, finding space. Beautiful. And then slowly with control, bring the leg back up. Lift the left heel a little bit higher. Tuck the toes in towards your face a little bit more. Release the strap from your foot. Engage the lower belly in and up, and with control, let that foot gently land on the mat as you engage your low abdominals to do so. Once you land, softly lower your buttocks, release a big breath out through your lips. And notice the currents running down through your legs. Beautiful. Nice. And then roll yourself up, coming into a seated position once again. We're gonna come into a a cross-leg position, so you can have the right or the left heel in, whichever you came in first, and start lengthening forward from here. So you're gonna work on opening into the groin, releasing the full weight of the head and the full weight down over towards the ground. Landing on the quietness of your breathing. Once again, let that place, that familiar place of softness, be the resting point for your mind. Letting the background word fade for a moment. Internalizing your awareness onto the sensations and the dropping of each exhale. Beautiful. And then gently using the pressure of your hands onto the floor, bring yourself back up. Bring the legs up, uncross them and let them shake forward. Nice little release. Lean on the heels of your hands back. Bring your gaze forward and upwards. Take a big breath in. Let it go. Good. And find your favorite way to come into a seat. You can have your legs crossed. You can sit on the edge of a cushion. You're looking for a straight spine. You can even kneel if that feels right for you. So take a moment to internalize your awareness to the space of your soft palate, the roof of your mouth. And let a gentle lift come from that area, elongating towards the crown. Bring one hand over your heart, followed by the other. And invite your awareness to sit in the space of your heart. Not looking for any particular sensation, but allowing awareness to sit there and open to what comes. Using the power of our breath to dissipate any sense of tiredness. We let the breath roll more freely to the space of the heart. You might like to close your eyes to connect more deeply. And gently opening your eyes will come up to work with the mudra to keep up that sense of expansion, this time widening the arms, and keep up that sense of expansion coming from the heart center. So I'll demonstrate for you. We'll start with the hands in prayer in front of your heart, palms together. And as we take an inhale, we spread the arms nice and wide and lift the chin towards the ceiling. As we exhale, we gently, slowly bring the palms together, back towards the center of the heart. So the intention behind this is to find on an inhale as we widen the arms to find our own inner expression out into the world, balancing out the expansion of the universe. And as we exhale, we come back to center, finding that space that lies within the own center of the heart. Moving with your own breath as you inhale, open your arms, expanding to the outer corners, lifting the chin nice and wide, heart center open. Exhale, closing in, bringing in the vastness to the inner space. Inhale, nice and wide, expanding the boundaries, the preconceived boundaries. Exhale, gathering all that expansion back in towards your heart. Moving on for another couple of rounds here at your own time, exploring your own sense of expansion as you bring that vastness into the cave of your heart. Ever so slowly, making this your last round. Allow the hands to rest on your lap. And maybe closing the eyes, feel into that space. Scanning to your inner landscape and noticing any shifts. The ability to perhaps connect with different parts of your being. Acknowledging you as a whole. Keeping that awareness inwards, gently make your way to lie for your final relaxation in Shavasana. You might like to add a prop under your knees if the low back is sensitive. Once you spread yourself wide and comfortably on the floor, let the awareness roll in this quiet space for contemplation. Acknowledging that the entire world lives inside of you. Acknowledging that you are the creator of your own reality. And you have the power to tune in into the quality of your reality by sorting the types of thoughts and ideas that you choose to let your awareness draw upon. Landing on the soft space of your breath, knowing that that quiet space is always available for you whenever you wish to tap into. Please enjoy a couple more minutes here, allowing the physical body to receive the benefits of the practice.